Hi, how's everyone out there doing this morning? This is Amy Hamilton, and I'm here with internationally renowned author and humorous comedian Mel Kelly.
Humorous what? Humorous awe.
I was
Amy,
going to introduce you to books, Mel,
Amy,
author
international
of these
speaker.
amazing books. Hey, I'm on my first cup of coffee.
Amy,
Hey, did I tell you I ran 8 kilometers this morning?
Oh, God, love you. International speaker when you want to speak.
So Mel wrote this wonderful book, Top Tips for Dating Disasters in Germany. And I told Mel a long time ago, this is episode 9. Can you believe this? Episode 9. And I said, Mel, dating disasters are not limited to Ireland or Germany or to you. I said, dating disasters are like so international. And we decided, hey, why not do a show out of it? And we've been having a lot of fun with the show, getting some great feedback. And one of the questions that's come up from women, and it's amazing
all
to me
over.
because this is international,
women all over.
Globally, globally. Women who know Mel, women who don't know Mel, women who don't want to know Mel.
There's a lot of them.
I also want to say, like, what I really found is you have a strong following, internationally already, and it just surprised me, Mel. It shocked me that this was a global phenomenon, and that is that men are resistant to buying flowers.
Yes. Well, and first things first, a strong following of women who don't want to get to know me. Let's clarify that one.
Yes, that would be correct. Women who do not want to know you, but still want you to buy them flowers.
Anyway, so let's get that one clear. A strong following of women who do not want to get to know me. Tragic, but true. But hey, so, sorry, we were talking about flowers.
Yes.
What was this about flowers? Flowers? What's the question about flowers?
So the question, Mel.
Really? Flowers? You're on your first coffee. I mean, I've had... I'm to clarify, I'm based in Munich here in Germany. Very, very thanks for introducing me today, Amy. That was very polite of you. Normally your introductions are so smooth and rounded, and it's like very impressive.
I started to introduce you, and I was looking at your books, and then you interrupted me, and then it's just been like complete madness and chaos.
Well, that's because you fluffed it. I mean, if you're going to do the introduction, do it right. Anyway.
Mel, if we weren't live, I would say start over, but we're live. Like, you wait till the live episodes, and you're like, woo, it's Mel gone wild.
I hope the female viewers who are watching can see how well my dates went.
Mel, focus. Mel.
Yes.
Mel.
Focus.
So check this out. Women internationally like to receive flowers.
Yes.
Flowers are generally relatively inexpensive kind of gift.
Yes.
Why? Why are men, and you're representing all men around the globe.
All men here. Well,
you're representing all men.
All men. Now, not the stereotype, not the cliche, but I'm going to speak for all men here, okay?
For all men. For all mankind. Not womankind. Mankind.
Okay.
Why are men so resistant to buying flowers?
Well, you could start with the first question: is why do women need flowers, love flowers, want flowers? I mean, you can speak for all womankind here. Why the fascination with flowers? And yes, I agree. Flowers are very cheap, and it's a very cheap and easy way to put a smile on your partner's face. But why are women so besotted with flowers? What is it?
I think that's a great question, Mel. And I know that for me personally,
you don't know the answer, so you have to. No,
it's there's something about flowers that does ring true internationally, and different flowers have different meanings. Where there's like red roses meaning love, and it can mean different things in different cultures as well. Right. So like when you look at some cultures, maybe it's orchids or lily that's like considered the flowers of romance. But flowers globally have been this symbol, and I think it's because it's a symbol of life. So when you look at flowers,
that's a crap answer.
Stop. That's a good. You can't just start with that's rubbish. Is this how your dates work? Because go back to dating disasters right here. Dating disasters. No, you can't start with that's rubbish.
Okay. So anyway, it's a symbol of life.
It's a symbol of life. So when you plant a flower and a flower grows and then it blooms, and it does so in a relatively short time. So it's not like when you plant like a tree and it takes like years and years. You plant a flower, it takes a season, right? And I think that that's kind of like where there's something said for that, like when you can connect back to nature. And there's something about, like the romance of it. There's, Mal, do not look at me so quizzically.
The romance. Why do men not appreciate getting flowers? I mean, if it's all those great things about love and season and all that great stuff, why is receiving flowers not have such a big impact for men?
I don't know. I feel like we should Google this. Why is it not? Why does it not work both ways?
Yeah.
So we have Ariel listen to us right now. Ariel, if you have anything you want to say on why women prefer to receive flowers, you can go ahead and put this in the chat because that'd be great to know. But I think that really there's something to be said about it's a form of nature. It's a way to connect. And I think it's a way for a man to show a woman in a very traditional, courtly sense that's been around for centuries that they're interested in them.
Right. Well, I must say I received flowers once.
And how'd that work out for you?
It wasn't a date situation. It was like I helped out in some event, and it was like a thank you for helping out. And fine. I'm very open to thank you presents, something reasonable, practical, like box of chocolates, bottle of wine, crate of beer, something useful, right? I got a bunch of flowers, and I just thought, this is crap. This is the most useless thank you thing I have ever got. The only benefit out of it was that I could then use that bunch of flowers and I passed it on to my partner. I gave it to my girlfriend. That was the only good thing I could do with that bunch of flowers. But they had zero value for me. Oh God, I have to. Yeah.
So one of the most unromantic times I ever received flowers is I was dating this guy, and I emphasized to him like sometime I would really, really like flowers. Like, can you get me flowers? Okay. So he did, and he wrote this card, and he said, here's some flowers. I know that you really like it and it's important to you, but they're just going to die. And I was like, wow, kind of like, good job. You got me the flowers, but like, they're just going to die. And you're like, oh, no, I'm just kind of sad.
And so he killed all the romance. So
right.
all the goodness, all that goodness by giving you that bunch of flowers, he took all the goodness out with that very realistic, cynical, dark view of reality.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's the wrong way to give flowers. Obviously, I mean that's just a waste of money and waste of time and energy. I mean, you have to go all the way to the shop and go to the flower shop or whatever, steal them from your neighbor's garden or whatever it might be. But there's this anyway. So we can agree on that women appreciate receiving flowers and men, by and large, get no great value out of receiving flowers. We can agree on that. We're not really sure why you have your series, symbol of life, symbol of circle of life, nature, whatever. And these great ideas don't seem to resonate for men, but do seem to resonate for women. So that's where we're at the moment.
Ariel says that the flowers are going to last as long as that relationship.
Great. Well, most flowers don't last longer than a week. So
I think that one thing that's nice is when people get you flowers, but they also get you plants. And so in the springtime, you can get like sometimes like the tulips, and then you can replant them together. Yeah. And then sometimes the flowers come back, but the guy does it. And
yeah. Well, I got a present of a plant one time from when I moved apartment a number of years ago from a couple, friends of mine, and they gave me this plant, and I looked at them and I said, "What are you giving me this plant for?" So I was single at the time; I was living by myself, and they said, "This is your challenge to see how long this plant will live." And they said they reckoned that the plant had about, a chance of about 3 weeks in terms of the love and care that I was going to give to that plant. So that was actually a challenge that they gave to see, could I actually look after a plant? Fascinatingly, it's 10 years later, the plant's still alive.
Oh, that is so nice.
Beautiful. Now, having said that, there's been a change in my living situation since then. I don't live by myself. I live with my partner now. She looks after the plant. So the point being, but the plant is still alive 10 years later. I must say, I've delegated out the maintenance of that plant, but still the plant is beautiful.
But once again, it's your female partner who has this connection to nature, to the plant thriving.
Exactly. Whereas for me, well, yeah, if I had to look after the plant is it's not even a
But Mel,
50-50
let's
chance.
get practical on this, okay?
Yeah.
And I'm,
So
you know, I'm
why
just gonna
don't
say,
why don't men give women flowers?
not just
That's
give them, but think about this. How much is it for dinner and a movie?
oh, it's very expensive. Compared, a bunch of flowers much cheaper actually.
Okay, and
So
how much is it to take a woman out to like a theater or like
yeah,
a production show,
well,
a play or
I'm not sure
something,
that. Let's
or
say
a concert?
here in Munich to bring a partner to cinema, it's going to be let's say €10 per ticket, give or take, €20. Maybe you have some teas, so you can be up to 30, €40 to go to the cinema. To go for dinner, you're going to be, depending on place, anywhere between 40 to €100, give or take. Right, a bunch of flowers. You can get them from €2 to €3. Anyway, so for anyone who's living in the US who's never heard of the euro, that's the currency that we use in Europe. Okay, that's Europe is just in case. It's actually worth more than $1. What's it worth? About $1.2, $1.1. Is it?
Well,
1.2.
I would
Give or
say that's
take.
the exchange rate. It's not like it's worth it.
Oh God damn it! How worth it? Which reminds me of a time when I was in America. An American guy said to me, "How could a dollar, which is a goddamn greatest currency in the world, how could a dollar be worth less than a euro? God damn it, that doesn't make sense because we have the goddamn greatest currency here in America." But anyway, it is. What? You
So
never heard that
you were
before?
talking about flowers, and now we're like back on Mel. Focus,
Now we're into,
focus.
now we're on the international currency fluctuations. Anyway, so flowers are, give or take, anywhere between €2 to €5 for a cheap bunch of flowers to 20 to €30 for an expensive bunch of flowers. Okay. Now, it is perhaps one of the easiest ways I know to put a smile on my partner's face. But the trick is, dare I say, is that I can't do it every week. The trick is I have to do it at irregular intervals. I can't just do it, say, on Valentine's Day or her birthday. I have to do it at irregular intervals. So I have to put a little reminder in my phone to remind me of the irregular intervals. So like every, 2 weeks maybe, and then it might be 2 months, and then it might be 6 weeks, and then maybe it's, yeah. But to give flowers, I would say 4, 5, 6 times a year to your partner is perhaps the easiest. But there is also a tip as well. If her friends are coming over and her friends are coming over that evening for whatever reason, get her flowers just before the friends arrive, because you get the double whammy of making her happy with the flowers, but then she can boast to her friends, "We got the flowers from her boyfriend." That's
Mel,
double.
I'm gonna
That is
close
double.
this
That's
right
double.
there
That's double.
because you're on a high point right now. And I just want to say this has been enlightening for Mel Kelly today. Mel Kelly giving us advice. We have agreement from one of our chat members that they love flowers, but right, don't get them on Valentine's Day and waste the extra money. Those irregular kind of spontaneity intervals are great. And with that, Mal, is there anything that you want to say before we close off? Don't run it because you're doing a great job right now.
I'm doing a great job because I'm talking. When you were talking, it wasn't going so well, but when I'm talking, it's going great.
Oh, and with this is Amy Hamilton and Mel Kelly with you with another episode of Disastrous Dating Advice. Stay tuned for episode 10 when we talk about Mel's international advice on flirting. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.